In a small village nestled amidst rolling green hills, there lived a boy named Aidan. Aidan possessed a voice that seemed to have been touched by the divine. When he sang, the air around him became infused with a profound sense of peace and tranquility. People would gather around him, mesmerized by the ethereal quality of his voice. As Aidan's voice weaved its melodic tapestry through the air, an otherworldly calm would descend upon the village. The listeners, caught in the enchanting web of his song, would find their bodies growing heavy and their eyes drooping. It was as if the very essence of their being was being gently pulled into the embrace of a peaceful slumber. The villagers, unaware of the sinister nature lurking behind the soothing melodies, would succumb willingly to the lullaby of Aidan's voice. Their minds would drift into a realm of dreams, their consciousness slipping away as they entered a state of ethereal repose. The streets would become deserted, the bustling life of the village giving way to a stillness reminiscent of a ghost town. The slumber that befell the villagers was no ordinary sleep. It was a profound state of unconsciousness, where time seemed to stand still. In this suspended reality, the world outside ceased to exist, and only the echoes of Aidan's voice reverberated through the silent streets. Within the depths of their dreams, the villagers would find solace, their troubles momentarily forgotten in the embrace of an enchanting realm. Yet, little did they know that this paradise was merely a facade, concealing the true intentions of the dark force that animated Aidan's voice. As the village slept, Aidan's eyes would flicker with an eerie intensity, a telltale sign of the malevolent presence taking hold of him. The darkness within him would seize the opportunity to manifest itself, feeding on the vulnerability of the slumbering village. Silently, Aidan would transform into a shadowy figure, his movements fluid and graceful like a nocturnal predator. He would glide through the streets, his footsteps as hushed as the whispers of a secret, his figure masked by the cloak of night. Entering the homes of the unsuspecting villagers, Aidan would methodically search for valuable treasures. With the stealth of a phantom, he would pilfer their most prized possessions, leaving behind only a faint trace of his presence. The villagers, blissfully unaware in their slumber, would awaken to find their homes stripped bare, their cherished belongings lost to the darkness. But the theft was not the only affront committed under the shroud of Aidan's enchanted slumber. The darkness within him would seek out the vulnerable hearts of the village's women, exploiting their trust as they slept. He would invade their dreams, weaving himself into their subconscious desires, and leaving behind an indelible mark of violation. The women, upon awakening, would be plagued by a haunting sense of confusion and shame. The memories of their encounters with Aidan remained elusive, buried deep within the recesses of their subconscious minds. They questioned their own sanity, unable to reconcile the incongruity of their experiences with their waking reality. The village, still under the spell of Aidan's voice, remained oblivious to the true nature of their slumber. They continued to seek solace in his melodies, unaware of the darkness lurking beneath the surface. Little did they know that their peaceful sleep was merely a facade, masking the insidious intentions of their beloved singer. It would take the arrival of the astute and determined Ethan to unravel the enigma of Aidan's voice and expose the sinister truth behind the unsettling slumber that had befallen the village. With his analytical mind and relentless pursuit of justice, Ethan would illuminate the path towards redemption and liberation from the clutches of darkness. Within the depths of Aidan's soul, a dark presence lay dormant, waiting for the opportune moment to emerge. As his captivating voice enveloped the village in a serene tranquility, the malevolent force within him began to stir. It clawed its way to the surface, hungry for power and driven by a sinister agenda. When the village drifted into their slumber under the enchantment of Aidan's melodies, he would undergo a harrowing transformation. The light that once danced in his eyes would dim, replaced by a chilling emptiness. It was as if his very essence had been consumed by the shadows that lurked within him. In this altered state, Aiden's movements became ethereal, almost ghostly. He would glide through the village like a specter, his steps muffled by the hushed whispers of night. The veil of darkness shrouded him, masking his identity from prying eyes. With calculated precision, Aiden would infiltrate the homes of the unsuspecting villagers. Like a skilled thief, he would navigate the labyrinthine corridors and evade the creaking floorboards, leaving no trace of his presence behind. The darkness guided him, whispering its malevolent desires into his ear, urging him to take what he desired. Silently, Aiden would search for the most precious possessions, the ones that held sentimental value or bore the weight of family legacies. His fingers, numbed by the touch of darkness, would delicately caress these treasures before parting them from their rightful owners. The stolen items would vanish into the abyss of his cloak, destined to become lost fragments of shattered memories. But the depths of Aiden's descent into darkness did not end with theft alone. The malevolent force within him hungered for more than material wealth. It craved a twisted and perverse satisfaction, preying upon the vulnerability of the village's women. Under the guise of their slumber, Aiden's ethereal form would glide towards the sleeping figures of the women, his touch as cold as the night itself. He would weave himself into their dreams, whispering promises of forbidden desires and twisted pleasures. In their sleep, they would be seduced by the illusion of an intimate connection, unaware of the insidious violation taking place. As the morning sun painted the sky in hues of gold, the women would awaken, their bodies filled with a sense of disquiet and confusion. The memories of their encounters with Aiden remained elusive, like fragments of shattered glass that cut deep into their souls. They grappled with a mixture of shame, betrayal, and a haunting sense of violation, unable to reconcile the incongruity between their blurred dreams and their waking reality. The village, wrapped in the enchantment of Aiden's voice, remained blissfully unaware of the darkness that tainted their beloved singer. They continued to seek solace in his melodies, ignorant of the sinister deeds he committed under the cover of their slumber. The tendrils of his malevolence reached deep into their lives, entangling them in a web of deception and shattered trust. It would take the arrival of the astute and determined Ethan, driven by a thirst for justice, to peel back the layers of deceit and expose the true nature of Aiden's actions. With unwavering resolve, Ethan would unravel the enigma that gripped the village, leading them towards deliverance from the clutches of darkness and the promise of a brighter future. As the bewildering circumstances surrounding Aiden's enchanting voice unfolded, the village found itself entangled in a web of deception that seemed impossible to unravel. The stolen belongings, the violated dreams, and the unexplained pregnancies had cast a shadow of doubt and despair over the once thriving community. News of the inexplicable pregnancies spread like wildfire, leaving the village in a state of shock and disbelief. Unmarried girls, who had no recollection of any physical encounters, found themselves bearing the weight of new life within them. Confusion reigned as they grappled with the impossible reality of their situations. Whispers filled every corner of the village as gossip and speculation ran rampant. Some questioned the girls' virtue, casting judgment and blame upon them. Others sought solace in superstitions and folklore, attributing the pregnancies to the work of supernatural forces. Fear and uncertainty gripped the hearts of the villagers as they struggled to make sense of the inexplicable events that had befallen them. Within the affected families, turmoil reigned supreme. Parents grappled with a mixture of shock, disappointment, and concern for their daughters. The girls themselves were burdened with a heavy emotional toll, wrestling with their own feelings of shame, confusion, and the weight of societal judgment. The fabric of trust and unity that once held the village together began to fray at the seams. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of Ethan, the young and intellectual newcomer to the village. His investigative mind and unwavering determination became a beacon of light in the darkest of times. Ethan, driven by a thirst for truth and justice, dedicated himself to uncovering the tangled web of deception that had ensnared the village. With empathy and compassion, Ethan reached out to the affected girls and their families. He listened to their stories, providing a safe space for them to share their fears and uncertainties. Through careful conversations and meticulous research, he began to piece together the puzzle of Aiden's enchanting voice and its nefarious consequences. Ethan delved into the village's history, unearthing tales of legends and ancient myths. He discovered that Aiden's voice held a power that went far beyond mere enchantment. It was whispered that generations ago, a powerful sorcerer had imbued Aiden's bloodline with a mystical gift, a voice capable of captivating hearts and bending wills. The dark presence that had taken hold of Aiden was revealed to be an ancient curse, a malevolent force that sought to exploit the power of his voice for its own insidious purposes. Aiden himself was a victim of this curse, trapped in a battle between his own inner darkness and the purity of his soul. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Ethan realized that the key to uncovering the truth lay within witnessing Aiden's performances firsthand. He gathered his friends, fellow college students in a distant city, and shared with them his discoveries. Together, they devised an ingenious plan to catch Aiden in the act and expose the darkness that plagued him. The village, still under the enchantment of Aiden's voice, eagerly awaited his return. Unbeknownst to them, the villagers and Ethan's friends had taken precautions. They blocked their ears, ensuring that they would not succumb to the spell of his enchanting melodies. They stood united and determined to bring forth the truth, no matter the cost. As Aiden took the stage, his voice filled the air, captivating the listeners who remained unaware of the deception that hid behind his melodies. But this time, the village's slumber remained unbroken, and the truth began to unravel before their eyes. Aiden transformed into the thief, his true nature laid bare for all to see. The village gasped in collective horror and disbelief as the darkness within Aiden was exposed. The stolen belongings, the violated dreams, and the shattered trust became undeniable truths. The once enchanted voice now stood tainted, a cautionary reminder of the need to question the allure of enchantment and the importance of remaining vigilant against the darkness that may lie beneath the surface. With justice served, the village embarked on a path of healing and rebuilding. The affected girls received support and counseling, finding solace in their shared experiences and the strength to reclaim their lives. The village, united in their resilience and determination, vowed to never let darkness infiltrate their lives again, cherishing the lessons learned from the tangled web of deception that had gripped their once peaceful community. As the dark chapter of deception came to a close, the village stood at a precipice, teetering between the remnants of despair and the promise of redemption. The truth had been unveiled, wounds had been exposed, and trust had been shattered. But within the hearts of the villagers, a flicker of hope ignited, urging them to rise from the ashes and rebuild their lives. In the aftermath of Aiden's revelation, the village rallied together, embracing unity and compassion as they embarked on a journey of healing. The affected girls, once burdened with shame and confusion, found solace in the support of their families and the community. They came to realize that they were not defined by the darkness that had touched their lives, but rather by their resilience and innate strength. The village, scarred but not broken, sought to rebuild the trust that had been lost. They engaged in open and honest conversations, fostering an environment where voices could be heard and grievances could be addressed. The villagers acknowledged their collective responsibility in allowing the deception to take hold, vowing to remain vigilant and to question the allure of enchantment in the future. Ethan, hailed as the catalyst for change, continued to guide the village towards redemption. He facilitated workshops and discussions on consent, boundaries, and the importance of recognizing the signs of manipulation. Through education and empowerment, the villagers armed themselves with knowledge, developing the tools to protect themselves against future threats. But redemption was not reserved solely for the village itself. Aiden, once consumed by darkness, now stood at a crossroads. The revelation of his actions had shattered the illusion he had crafted, forcing him to confront the consequences of his choices. Overwhelmed with remorse, he embarked on a personal journey of redemption and transformation. Seeking forgiveness and redemption, Aiden voluntarily isolated himself from the village, retreating to a secluded sanctuary. Within the tranquil embrace of nature, he delved deep into his own soul, confronting the darkness that had overtaken him. Through introspection, meditation, and the guidance of wise mentors, Aiden sought to reclaim his own identity and find a path towards healing. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as Aiden immersed himself in the arduous process of self-discovery. The darkness that had once defined him now became a catalyst for change, a reminder of the power of choice and the potential for redemption. Aiden confronted his past actions head-on, accepting responsibility for the pain he had caused and vowing to make amends. In his seclusion, Aiden honed his musical talents, using his voice as a vessel for healing rather than manipulation. He composed melodies that spoke of redemption, forgiveness, and the resilience of the human spirit. Through his music, Aiden sought to inspire others to confront their own inner demons and to find solace in the power of redemption and the possibility of rebirth. As whispers of Aiden's personal journey spread, the village began to question their own capacity for forgiveness. They grappled with the notion that redemption was not just reserved for the victims, but for the perpetrators as well. Slowly, hearts softened, and the village collectively decided to offer Aiden a chance at redemption, understanding that healing and growth required compassion and forgiveness. The day of Aiden's return to the village arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. As he stepped into the village square, eyes filled with remorse and determination, a hushed silence fell over the crowd. The villagers, bearing the scars of their shared past, stood united, ready to embrace the possibility of redemption. Aiden approached each affected individual, offering sincere apologies and a commitment to making amends. With humility and vulnerability, he shared his journey of self-discovery, acknowledging the darkness within him and the steps he had taken towards redemption. The villagers, touched by his sincere remorse and inspired by his transformation, began to open their hearts to forgiveness. In the embrace of forgiveness, the village found the strength to rebuild and move forward. They learned that redemption was not a single act but a continuous process of growth and self-reflection. Together they forged a new path, one built on trust, empathy, and a collective commitment to never let darkness infiltrate their lives again. The village, once haunted by the shadows of deception, emerged from the darkness stronger and more resilient than ever before. They became a beacon of light, a testament to the power of forgiveness, redemption, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Through their shared journey, they discovered that even the most profound betrayal could be transformed into an opportunity for growth, healing, and the triumph of the human spirit. In the aftermath of redemption and rebirth, the village stood on the precipice of a new beginning. The lessons learned from their harrowing ordeal were etched into their hearts, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance, empathy, and the power of unity. With the village now fortified against the allure of enchantment, they turned their attention towards creating a safer and more inclusive community. They established workshops and educational programs that focused on consent, healthy relationships, and emotional intelligence. By empowering individuals with knowledge and fostering open dialogue, they aimed to prevent similar deceptions from taking root in the future. The village had also recognized the need to support the affected girls in their journey towards healing and reclaiming their lives. A support network was established, providing counseling services, mentorship, and a safe space for sharing their stories. Through collective efforts, the girls found solace in their shared experiences, realizing that their strength lay not in the darkness they had endured, but in their resilience and ability to rise above it. Ethan, hailed as a hero, continued his commitment to justice and truth. He utilized his newfound knowledge and experience to advocate for change beyond the confines of the village. He embarked on a mission to raise awareness about the dangers of manipulation and the importance of consent in communities far and wide. His words resonated, inspiring others to question the narratives they were presented with and to stand up against deception. The tale of the village's redemption and the power of forgiveness spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of neighboring communities. They, too, were grappling with their own struggles and sought guidance from the village's transformative journey. The village became a beacon of hope, an example of resilience and the triumph of the human spirit. In the wake of their shared experience, the village and its inhabitants emerged stronger and more united than ever before. The bonds forged through adversity had transcended superficial differences, creating a sense of community that was unbreakable. They celebrated diversity, recognizing that true strength lay in embracing the unique perspectives and talents each individual brought to the table. The village had learned the importance of questioning the allure of enchantment, not just in the form of Aiden's voice, but in the various facades that could cloud judgment and lead astray. They understood that true connection and trust were built on sincerity, respect, and open communication. The lessons learned from their encounter with deception had become embedded in the fabric of their community, ensuring that they would never forget the price they had paid for their complacency. As the village continued to flourish, they looked towards the future with optimism and a renewed sense of purpose. They had emerged from the darkness with a profound appreciation for the light, cherishing the simple joys that life had to offer. Each day became an opportunity to celebrate their newfound freedom, to embrace the beauty that surrounded them, and to forge deeper connections based on trust and authenticity. The tale of the village's redemption and the lessons learned became a legend passed down through generations. It served as a reminder that even in the face of darkness, there was always hope for redemption and the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. The village became a symbol of resilience, teaching the world that unity, forgiveness, and the unwavering pursuit of truth were the keys to overcoming even the most insidious deceptions. And so, the village moved forward, forever changed by their encounter with deception. They carried the scars of their past, a reminder of their collective journey, but they also carried the wisdom and strength gained through their trials. With hearts full of compassion and a commitment to remaining vigilant, they stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that they had the power to transform darkness into light and emerge stronger on the other side. Through his meticulous research and conversations with the affected girls and their families, Ethan stumbled upon the legend of Aiden and his enchanting voice. Intrigued, he traveled to witness Aiden's performances firsthand, believing that the key to solving the mystery lay within the depths of his captivating melodies. Armed with newfound knowledge, Ethan devised a plan to expose Aiden's dark secrets. He reached out to his friends, fellow college students in a distant city, and explained the situation. Together, they orchestrated a scheme to catch Aiden in the act and bring him to justice. The day arrived when Aiden returned to the village, ready to enthrall the villagers once again with his voice. Unbeknownst to him, the villagers and Ethan's friends had taken precautions by blocking their ears, ensuring they would not succumb to the spell of his enchanting melodies. As Aiden performed, the truth unraveled before their eyes as he transformed into the thief and violated the sanctity of the villagers' homes. With the evidence captured, the villagers and Ethan swiftly apprehended Aiden and handed him over to the authorities. The village, now aware of the true nature of his voice, began the process of healing and rebuilding. The affected girls received support and counseling, slowly finding solace and strength within their shared experiences. Justice was served, and the village vowed to never let darkness infiltrate their lives again. And so, the village emerged from the shadows, united in their resilience and determination to create a brighter future. They would forever remember the tale of Aiden's voice, a cautionary reminder of the need to question the allure of enchantment and the importance of remaining vigilant against the darkness that may lie beneath the surface.